The best online business to start is an online fitness business. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get started from scratch, no money down, and how to start printing cash and changing lives. First things first, why is an online personal trainer such a great career to go into? Well, obesity is on the rise, mental health issues on the rise, and people want to look great on Instagram and social media more than ever before. The aesthetics industry is growing, and the demand for people just to look and feel their best is at an all-time high. And it all starts with their body and their mind. So if you've already experienced a massive transformation in your own life where you've shed a lot of fat, built a load of muscle, reinvented yourself, you are in a position to give that insight and experience to others. Now, first things first, I'm not going to teach you all the basic stuff about getting a qualification, joining a gym, and all that stuff. This is for anybody that wants to learn how to get clients fast, make money from them, and build an insane business to serve them. So I'm going to give you 3 of the most important things. Now, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to it. We are Fitness Entrepreneur. We are in the business of taking personal trainers, online coaches, and turning them into great entrepreneurs that ultimately make a shit ton of money, change lives, and build a life of massive personal freedom. Running a fitness business is not just a coaching business, it is an actual business. And you need to understand marketing, you need to understand sales, you need to understand customer success, and you need to understand, most importantly, how to get out of your own way. And this channel is dedicated to bringing you the best content on the internet around how to build and scale an insanely successful fitness business that gives you the life that you want. Let me teach you 3 really important things that you need to have in place in order to start making serious cash and changing lives. So pay attention to this, grab a pen, and the last one is actually going to be naming your program and giving it a price point and bringing it to the world. So make sure that you stay to the end. So first things first, we have to look at how you are going to create value. And value starts with you. So when it comes to you, who are you? How do you differentiate yourself between all the other coaches that are out there in the marketplace? So first of all, let's run through this 3-tiered system that will run you through who you are, what you're bringing to the table, and how clients are going to get results. So the who is essentially you, and it's your backstory. Your backstory is essentially looking at the worst periods of your life. I want you to think of the 3 to 5 worst experiences that you've ever been through, and how you transformed them, turned them around, and created them into the best life that you have right now. Like, what are the highlights? What are the lowlights? These are really, really, really important. Why? Because it's showing what you've overcome. So if you had mental health issues, if you were depressed, if you were obese, if you were really skinny, if you were dealing with some kind of disorder or something that really, really, really upset you, note it down here and look at the contrast. Usually that's the black to the white, the positive to the negative. Write those things down. And over the course of that backstory, you will have developed a philosophy around life. And that philosophy is, what is life about for you? What does it mean for you? For me, living life, everything that I teach is grounded on helping people live life on their own terms. And that's what I wanted whenever I was in this shit situation. And that's what I was able to overcome with my scenario. For those of you that don't know, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 16. I was told I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. I was overweight. I didn't like how I looked. And I essentially hated the fact that my life was just a mess. And I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. So I decided to take control of it and be able to build a business, be able to build a life, be able to build a body that allowed me to live life in my own terms. And that's very important to me. And that still is the backbone behind everything that I teach today. So what is your philosophy that took you from your worst to your first scenario? And then your attitudes. What are the 5 overarching attitudes that took you from this worst case scenario to this best case scenario? So for me, here's a list of attitudes. Number 1, the best thing that you can do to grow yourself is to invest in yourself. Number 2, you can't get reward without taking risk. Number 3 is sheer and utter defiance. If you're not happy with something, do something about it. Number 4 is you behave your way to success. And number 5 is a vision will give you energy. And whenever you're vision is bigger than your current reality, life gets better. So those are the principles and attitudes that I have behind my work, and I carry them over into the what. And again, I want you to look at this. The what is essentially what can you do for people? And this is basically going to be the benefit of working with you, right? So over the course of this journey, you will have developed two things. Number one, you will have developed skills and you will have developed experience. And collectively, this is known as your wisdom. So this is essentially the experience and skills that you're giving to people. Now, I'm going to keep this really, really simple, but when you look at your skills and experience and you're to distill it down, and when somebody says to you, like, what can you do for me? You want to be able to first tell them, what are you going to teach them? What are you going to give them insight on? And for a trainer, it's really, really simple. It's usually something around lifestyle, some skill around how to manage and improve your lifestyle, some skill around nutrition, and some skill around training. Now, you can adjust these based on what you're coaching, but for some of you, it might be mindset, it might be something sports specific, but what are the three drivers that are really important in getting a result? So if you're a fitness coach, well, lifestyle's one, that's your mindset, your day-to-day routine, your sleep, all that stuff. Nutrition is what you eat, your calorie intake, your calorie expenditure, your food choice, your food quality, food volume. Training is like your training selection, your specificity, your progressive overload, injury, like all of this stuff, right? So these are the components that get the results. And this leads me to the next piece, is the how, right? So this is where we talk about the name of your program and all the other important pieces. And your program or your coaching service, I want you to look at it as a mechanism, right? It's a mechanism that essentially gets a result. So if you can imagine, there's life before working with you, and then there's life after working with you. So I want you to imagine when somebody comes into your world and they start working with you and they come under your wing, what actually happens? They transform in this section here. And this is where you educate them, give them a plan, give them support, give them accountability. What is the result after? And it's really important to define this. What does success mean for you? And what does success mean for the clients? Now, you might be thinking, I don't know who I'm going to work with. Do I work with like middle-aged people, business professionals, X, Y, and Z? Let me rein this in for you and make it really, really simple. The best place to start is to close your eyes and visualize what you were like whenever you needed help, and actually focus on supporting and serving the younger you. Why? Well, you have already experienced what it's like to live with environment, problems, challenges. For me, I was type 1 diabetic. I didn't know how to help myself back then. I was stuck. I needed help on how to eat. I needed help on how to train. I needed help on everything. So I had to go and learn the skills, and then I had to go and deploy them on myself, and I had to follow through with those every single day to get the life that I wanted. I know how to coach my younger self, and guess what? There were a lot of other type 1 diabetics in the world that struggled with the same shit that I did. Struggled with the same mental challenges, the same food challenges, the same training challenges. I was a young 20-something-year-old that literally wanted to get jacked and be lean and have a set of abs, but I had type 1 diabetes. My niche became guys that wanted to get jacked with type 1 diabetes, but didn't know how to eat, didn't know how to train, and we're struggling with certain mental health things. I started by looking at the ideal client of coaching my younger self. And of course, when you start marketing this, you're gonna have friends, you're gonna have people out there that maybe aren't that person, but are close to it. You always wanna have like your target, the person that you're aiming for, and then you're going to have a periphery of people outside it that are close, people that are further away, and then people that are totally no-goes. Prime example of this in my coaching career was whenever I coached type 1 diabetics, teach them how to build muscle, teach them how to get lean, teach them how to get photo shoot ready. And then every now and again, I would get this random message from someone. Hey, I am vegan. I want to run a marathon and I want to do a bodybuilding show. Outside my scope of practice. So big no. Why? Because I would have to build separate training. I'd have to get on separate calls with them. And it just was a big like no. You got to learn how to say no to people so you can say yes to the people that matter. So the mechanism thing is basically your program and what that's built of. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, I have created trainings on how to build insanely valuable coaching programs. These are full trainings that are 30 to 40 minutes. You would pay thousands to get access to this information and you're not going to learn at your certification. So start learning this stuff now. It's important that you know the business stuff before you get your certification, because the worst thing in the world is going and getting your certification, going through all the basic anatomy and all that kind of stuff, and then coming out the other end and not knowing how to get clients. Go and study that stuff now, and please understand that your growth as a fitness professional doesn't come from your qualification. It comes from the ongoing investments that you make in yourself. And the most important one that you've got to make is how to run a business. Because let's face it, getting in shape isn't hard, but how do you then take that knowledge, that insight, and put that into a program? How do you market yourself? What do you say? When do you say it? How do you sell? How do you start building a small coaching team of 1 or 2 people to help you out? You need to know that stuff. So you've got a responsibility if you want to make a lot of money, change your life, and change a lot of the shit that's going on in the world that you're not happy with, then you've got a responsibility to subscribe to this channel. Because I'm going to teach you how to actually take that desire to help others and turn it into a business that pays you and helps others. So the next piece that you need is an aspirational identity. So what is the aspirational identity that you want to create for your clients? And it's the thing that you used to dream about whenever you were a client. So whenever I was type 1 diabetic, I was told that I was fat. I was told that I was slow. I was told that I wasn't going to be able to do this and whatever. I wanted to be absolutely jacked and lean. My program, I created various different variations of them, but the main program that I want to talk about using this example is like type 1 jacked and lean. And that's what every guy like in their mid-20s was thinking about. If you look at my current business, Fitness Entrepreneur, the reason why it's called Fitness Entrepreneur is because whenever my mom used to say like, what do you do? Are you a personal trainer? Or are you an online coach? I used to hate that because that's what everybody was. It was actually considered a dropout career way back whenever I started. And I was like, Mom, I'm an entrepreneur, but I just so happen to be in fitness. Fuck, just call me a fitness entrepreneur. And it kind of stuck. And my guess is that you don't want to be associated with every other PT and online coach because they all look the same. You want to differentiate yourself. You are a fitness coach that has a business that has a responsibility to build it outside of yourself. That means build marketing that gets in front of the world. You have a responsibility to sell people into your program, do them a great service, change their life. And then you've also got a responsibility to build the right systems, technology, frameworks, tools, and models and team to make sure that you're not an overwhelmed, hard work mess, and that you can actually serve people with the best energy rather than constantly being dragged around the place. Because one of the worst things is building a business that actually turns into a full-time job and you're just stuck in it. And the next piece is social proof. Now, if you're watching this, there's a very good chance that you don't have any social proof. You might have a few mates or whatever that you work with, but do you know what your biggest piece of social proof is? It is you. And that is the most important thing that I need you to understand. That is why you need to communicate. Hey, here's where my life was. Here's where it is now. Here's my philosophy on living. Here's my attitude. And here's the skills and the wisdom that I've developed. Here's what I'm going to teach you on so that you never get stuck in these areas. And I've created a program that's called Around That Aspirational Identity. And it's going to help you transform from this to this. And if you want proof of it, I'm proof of it. One thing that you need to get really comfortable with when it comes to starting your online coaching business is being comfortable telling people why they should listen to you. So you have to be comfortable bragging. If you're scared of going out there and telling the world who you are, why they should listen to you, then guess what? Somebody else is going to do it and they're going to take the business off your table. You're going to be sitting there with all these skills, all this experience, and you're going to be fucking seething that somebody else is doing what you want to do. So you have an ethical and moral responsibility if you know what you're talking about and you feel and believe that you can change lives to get out there and fucking tell people. And you know what? If your ex or your old school friends or anybody that used to annoy you, bully you, or anybody that you don't like starts making fun of you, and they will, fuck them. Get it out there. Trust me. All the people that made fun of me whenever I went to do my thing, none of them are living the life that I'm living. None of them have the freedom. None of them had the business. I got what I wanted and I still see them stuck. Business is the most powerful personal growth tool. And I'm going to leave you with this. The real purpose of business is not the service that you create. It's not the lives that you change. It's not the marketing that you do, the sales that you do. The real purpose of business and the challenges in business are to transform you and the people that you come in contact into the humans that they were truly meant to be. If you want to upgrade your thinking and learn how to think like an entrepreneur, which you are, subscribe to this channel, because you will get the thinking tools, you will get the insights on how to market and get clients and stand out in the noisy marketplace. You will learn how to sell, you will learn how to build a customer journey that clients don't want to leave, and you will build an incredible business that gives you the money, the impact, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you are 100% missing out. I bring no nonsense, straight talk to the table. And guess what? If you are already consuming fitness content, please realize that there's so much more to running a business than marketing, putting out an Instagram reel, getting followers, and making sales. It's actually the vehicle that will give you the life that you want. And there's so much more to it. And you can find it all on this channel. Click like and subscribe.